You're listening to the She Levels Up podcast, where women stop playing small and start profiting big. Your host, Katrina Sawa, has been a business coach, speaker, and publishing strategist since 2002. She works with entrepreneurs who are serious about building bold, profitable businesses that will fund your future. Each week, she and her guests share real strategies on sales, visibility, positioning, books, and authority without the fluff, hype, or hustle nonsense. If you're ready to own your expertise, raise your rates, amplify your voice, and finally get paid what you're worth, you're in the right place. Let's level up.
Hey, welcome to episode number 3 of the She Levels Up podcast. I'm the host, Katrina Sawa, and I'm excited today to talk about positioning that pays, like how to position yourself as an entrepreneur so that you can get those high-end clients, you can get more consistent clients paying you on a recurring basis, and even get referrals. So what is positioning anyways? So I want to talk about that because I just got off the phone with a new potential client and I had to explain it to him. Because he hadn't heard that word really. And I talk about it a lot because positioning is how you look to others. It's how you look to others from the outside looking in. And sometimes we don't always care. It's like, well, I don't care what people think. And, you can have that mentality, but you still need to look the part. So if you plan on having a program, product, or service or offering that's going to be thousands of dollars, like $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $40,000, you have to look a certain way to earn that, to make sense to the visitors and the people that are following you and the people that might potentially hire you or even schedule a call with you to learn more. You have to look a certain way in order to make that believable. So the higher the price point that you want to charge, I say go for it, number one, but let's make sure you look good and you look the part. And so what does positioning mean in a way? And I came up with like 4 different things that we want to look at when it comes to positioning. The first thing is your brand design and your message. So a lot of people think, oh, I have to have an expensive website. I can't afford that, whatever. It doesn't have to be expensive anymore. Shoot, AI builds you websites these days in like a matter of 5 minutes if you put the right information in. And I mean, I've created web pages and even a website actually for a client using AI. So now you have to know how to do that, and you need to have probably some idea of the strategy of what you need and what pages. And so that's usually something I work with on clients as I talk through like what you need on your homepage, what you need on your services page or your sales page or your about page or even your sign up for a free call page or your freebies and all the things. So you might need some advice around that, but I'm just letting you know that it doesn't have to cost tens of thousands of dollars. There are still people that are charging tens of thousands of dollars to build a website, however. So if you want to pay, you can. But I'm all about free first, then pay. What can I do for low investment, or where can I really maximize my dollar? And I would say there's so many different ways. Now, I still probably wouldn't build my own website using AI these days. But every now and again, I will build a web page for certain things, like the She Levels Up mentorship that I offer that you might hear about when at the end of the show. SheLevelsUp.biz was built by AI and it's built in my system, right? I only have like 3 or 4 pages that are built by AI, but so that brand design, it's not just a website, although the website needs to be the hub of your business because on social, let's face it, when you're on social talking to people, you want to drive them back to your website, either a landing page for a free thing or a free call or a webinar or workshop, whatever it is, to learn more about you. Maybe it's a testimonial page. So your website becomes that hub where everything comes in and through. And then hopefully, ideally, you have the right systems on the back end that once people sign up for something, then it moves them into different pages and makes them want to click different things by some motivating emails and or videos that you might share from there. So that's that customer journey. We're not going to get into that on this episode, but I will definitely get into the customer journey coming up here. But brand design is that look and feel. It's making sure you have a cohesive site and design. A lot of times I'll see somebody who built their own website and no offense, but it looks like you built your own website. It's got 7 different colors and all kinds of different shapes and things. And it's not everybody is cut out to be a designer. It's okay. Just if you know you're not like a graphically inclined person, please don't build your own website, right? Get someone to help you. Now, if you know what to say, but you don't know how to design it, get somebody just to do that part, right? If you don't know what to say and you don't know how to design it well, then you need 2 people probably, because most techie web people do not necessarily write content or help you with that content creation. And the messaging is really key, that you're hitting the target audience's hot buttons, the things that matter most to them. And you're not just talking all about yourself, because for example, with a website, the first time someone comes to your website, if they don't know you at all, the website needs to make sure it explains quickly from the top, not down in the body of the content, but on top, it needs to address who this is for, why they should care, why they need to keep scrolling and reading, what they can do now to get fast action or information that they're looking for. It needs to bring them in pretty quickly. And so the messaging and the design matter when it comes to the website. We build websites for people all the time. I have some techie people that do it, sometimes less expensively, whereas I will give the strategy and content advice with the client. So we pair up and we really can get a more effective website for you. But assuming your website is great, I always do find like 3 to 13 things though when I look at someone's website and I do like a little audit and a review of what they can fix, or what they can not just fix, but like how they can enhance it or make it a little bit more effective, so that we know, like as the visitor, I always look at a website as the visitor. Um, and so that's the first thing, is the brand design and the message. Now, the brand design has to also carry through to your social media profiles and anywhere that you have visuals. So if you have a PowerPoint in your speaker, that branding, those color schemes, even the graphics, if you use circles on your presentations or stars, or I sometimes use hearts, right, on my presentations, then that should be seen on my website as well. The same color scheme, all the things need to flow together, the design aspects. So, don't just be putting up all kinds of different things everywhere, because then it's not a cohesive brand. So that's the first thing. The second thing about positioning that pays is your expert status and credibility. Now, if you have plenty of experience in something, or you have a degree in something, or a certification, or you've been featured in the media, the TV, on a radios, podcasts, newspaper, whatever, if you have an award or any kind of credibility that you might have, those are credibility pieces that we want to make sure are front and center in your social and your website, because those are like immediate. We see those, boom, we know you're an expert, right? Immediately. So anything like that would be great. If you don't have it, you can get it. It's not that hard to get. I know the very first book that I wrote a chapter in, which is just a chapter, not the whole book, I wrote in the Power and Soul book, I got on my local TV station here and I got the video of it, and I had that on the homepage of my website for years. I still have it on my website. It's just buried now because it's so old. But like it was one of those things that I did. Yes, I invested in being in the book. But I'm the one that went to my local media to get the coverage. So I can show you how to do that. To get something credible, speaking reels are good too. If you're ever speaking on a stage and you have video of that stage, anytime you're speaking virtually, is almost anybody can do virtual speaking, but it is still good to get videos of yourself anywhere, anyhow, and pictures, because that adds to the credibility status. And then, of course, writing about whatever credibility or expert status that you have is good. And then proof. So there's testimonials and things that you could get. And even if they don't specifically relate to what you're doing now, um, any kind of testimonials can at least give reference for your character or how it is to work with you and that kinds of stuff. Um, all right, so expert status and credibility was number two. Number three is your customer journey, and that's the thing that moves people to do something, right? So the customer journey actually starts from when you're marketing. So it starts how you show up on social and what you're saying and what you're inviting people to, or what you're promoting, or how you're interacting with people in the groups or just on your own page or personal profile. And while I'm talking about that, please make sure, I mean, for the most part, most people should be mixing your business and personal together. And there are exceptions to that, but not very many. Okay. Too many people think they need to keep it all separate, but they don't necessarily. And if you're worried about security with that, people can find you. The bad people can find you anywhere, anyhow, anyways. So I'm on social media for marketing purposes and business. So all my stuff is everywhere. You can reach out to me everywhere. Now, I will also tell you, I have a landline phone. I know it's a landline phone. It's literally right here in my office and it's wired, right? It's on my desk. It's never on. So if you leave a voicemail, it's mostly spam. Every once in a while, I'll get somebody, but I put that phone number out because I don't want people getting access to my cell phone. So that's part of like how you're going to market yourself is, do you want to be tied to your phone and have anybody on the internet access to your phone? No, I have a landline. It costs me like $23 a month to have a landline through Vonage. I can move it anywhere. I can do whatever. You can get one through Google nowadays and various of other places. Some of the CRMs even have a different phone number that you can use. So there's always a way, right? So, but you need a phone number because that's more credible. And you need an address, which reminds me, going back to step number two with the credibility and expert status, you must have your full contact information on your website these days. And I highly recommend on your social too, because people are trying to find you. If they can't find you or get a hold of you, then how are they going to buy from you? And how are they going to get more information? So you need to have your information everywhere and not be scared or fearful of, people on the internet. That's just the way it is these days. You just got to protect yourself and watch your accounts and all the things, because things will happen. Yes, they will, but you just have to deal with it, in my opinion. There's various opinions on this, okay? That's my opinion because I'm all about marketing. Marketing, marketing, marketing. Always be marketing. The customer journey, though, is the process you provide for people or take people through that could be a potential prospect or referral source for you. And so that's how you interact with from day one with them, either on social or on your website. Maybe you have a chat box or something where they can get answers. It could be how you interact with them in person as well. If you meet people at events or local networking, or you go to conferences, or you speak on stage, those are all places that you might initiate contact with a new potential customer or referral source. And what you say, what you do, what you ask them to do next is the start of that journey. And then what you do next after that is key, because most people, especially from in-person networking and stuff, when they go to places, they get a bunch of business cards and then they don't do anything with it. They don't follow up. If you can see, these business cards have tons of notes on them, right? I take notes on my business cards because I want to remember who these people are, what they care about, and if or how I can help them. And sometimes when I meet people, so that follow up is so critical to the customer journey. And I can tell you that 99% of entrepreneurs fail miserably at it. Now, I'm an expert at follow up. However, I'm still a work in progress, frankly. Like I'm still, I need to get some new systems in place now for some direct mail follow up that I do. I do a lot of direct mail, and the reason being is because a lot of emails get called in or caught in spam or trash these days, or promo folders. And so you can't rely on emails getting through. So you need to have other ways to get in front of your potential prospects and get in their inbox, their mailbox, in their face, in their hand, in their home, home. I had a client once, way back when, well, before she became, no, this was after she became a client, I think. She was a mobile chiropractor and she was in my local area, and I just saw her at a lot of different events, right? And she became a client. But I would do a lot of follow up. And so I would send cards in the mail with my business card. I'd send something else in the mail with my business card. I'd send her a book with my business card. I sent her postcards. I mean, not just her, but like everybody, right? And so one day it was so funny. She's like, Katrina, you have to stop sending me your business, like your stuff, because I have your business card in every room of my house. And I was like, perfect. That's exactly what should happen, right? That's what we want. That we can't be top of mind without doing more things like that. Now, with this day and age, I mean, you would think that we could just email somebody or text them. Okay, so first of all, you can't just pick up a bunch of business cards and first of all, you can't assume that that's a cell phone and you're going to text them because the number on my card is a landline. So every once in a while, someone says, "Oh, Katrina, I texted you. You didn't text me back." And I'm like, "Well, you don't have my cell phone," because I know they're new, right? I said, "We don't have my cell phone. That was probably my landline." Yeah, so I didn't get it. Like, don't don't assume somebody's a text person. And you really do need permission to text them. Like you can get the verbal approval when you meet somebody and say, "Hey, do you want me to add you to my email newsletter list? Do you want me to add you to my text message marketing list?" If they say yes to those, great. If they say no, then you better not add them. Like people still to this day will add people that they meet at networking events. They get 10 business cards and they'll add them all to their CRM. No, that's spam. Don't do that. Okay. Don't do that because that immediately messes up your entire customer journey. Those people want to have nothing to do with you because you're too shady and too spammy. I'm just being real. Okay. So stop it immediately. If you do it and you just didn't know, you didn't know, like I get it. Okay. I'm the one to tell you, don't do that. So I'm here to tell you the truth on what's going to work and what's not going to work. And that is not going to work long term. Yes, it's getting people on your list, but I can guarantee that a lot of them are going to mark you as a spammer, which is going to ruin your email reputation. So don't do that. Now, the customer journey also includes phone calls. It includes ongoing nurture email sequences. It could include some promotional emails. It could include a phone blast. I love doing phone blasts. So really try to get phone numbers from people whenever possible. Not always initial opt-in boxes will have a phone number, right? Usually it's first name, last name, email address. But soon after, try to do some kind of contest or some kind of reach out where you're inviting somebody in to do a deeper thing with you. It could be a webinar, class, or whatever, where you're asking for more full contact information. It's really important to get full contact information so that you can continue the customer journey in multiple different ways. You cannot rely on email only, okay? And the other time consuming part of that customer journey is if you do only have their email address for now, then sometimes you have to go search them on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever, and find another way, like connect with them over there, send them a private message, comment on their post to get their attention, right? So sometimes we have to really be doing that due diligence to get people to go, "Oh, okay. I see her everywhere. Now I'm top of mind because now I've been seen everywhere." So that customer journey has a lot to do with um, getting more visible, of course, but being more memorable and remembered so that you're the one they think of when it comes to the XYZ thing that you do. So that's my 2 cents about customer journey. There's so much more to learn, and we'll go deeper on all this stuff in this podcast. Trust me, we're only on episode 3. I'm just trying to get out some of the big things that I love working with clients on that I see also could move the needle the most. Okay, so the fourth thing with positioning that pays is your confidence, your packaging, and your pricing and your expertise. So you've got some kind of expertise, whether you have 40 years of it, 20 years of it, you have a certification, you have a degree, or you're just starting out because it's something that you found interesting and you learned a little about it. Okay, that's fine. You still have expertise. You just you're just like maybe two steps, one step, two step, three steps ahead of your potential prospects. And that's okay. You can still be the expert to them because you're just slightly ahead. For example, AI, right? I mean, how many of you are learning AI these days, right? I invested in myself to with a person, one of my mentors now, who's all about AI and social selling. I was already using AI, but I wasn't sure about all the different things that were coming out, right? And I see them everywhere, all over social media and email even. And I was like, oh, like, so new techie things, like they make me just want to like, oh, like black out. I don't like new techie. I'm very techie, but I don't like new tech. And I certainly don't like apps on my phone. Okay. So like if there's an AI that's only used on the phone and not the computer, it's not for me. I'm just telling you right now. So it's okay to say no to certain things, but the point is that you can learn this stuff. Like I still teach AI to some clients and I'll do some of it, but I'm just a few steps ahead of them right now with using it to a certain extent. I will tell you that what's fun about this podcast is I said, oh, I'll never start another podcast because all the production work, right? And editing of videos and oh my God, let me just tell you, my first couple episodes, I used like four different AIs to help me create this podcast and to record and edit all the episodes and create the images. It's so fun. It is so fun in that regard to see, okay, how can I get an AI to do the work for me? Because I don't want to edit. I don't want to learn editing software for God's sakes. But now I have an AI that I can just plug the episode into. It's already got the intro and the outro to the show, and it goes wah wah wah, ba bam. Here's your episode, and I'm like, oh my God, it's doing it for me right now from the last episode as we're talking. I'm just telling you, there's so much opportunity. But I digress. That was a little tangent, squirrel. Um, Okay, so the confidence around how you package your expertise. First, you do need confidence. And if you aren't that confident, feel free to get my book, loveyourselfsuccessful.com, loveyourselfsuccessful.com. It's on Amazon too, but wouldn't you want a signed copy from me? You buy it from me. You always want to buy books from the authors, not necessarily Amazon, because then they can actually, really write the note to you and maybe even throw in some extra stuff. Anyways, the point is that you just have to have the confidence to charge what you feel is of value today. We talked about undercharging last episode, and so you have to price it right. You have to package it right. Now, one thing I see with coaches, and I know not all of you are coaches, and that's fine, but when newer coaches come to play, they don't always have their framework or their system or their formula or their methodology that they're going to teach or take people through. So they come up with like a six session package or a 24 session package or a 6 month or a 3 month, right? But that's not really packaging. Now, granted, that's better than selling one at a time sessions for sure, is selling a package of sessions. But most people don't want to buy just a package of sessions. They want to buy a transformation. They want to buy the outcome. They want to buy the solution to their problem. So you have to figure out what is that process you're going to take people through. A few months ago, I created the um, the momentum method, and it was an 8 steps process. And it was basically based on my 8 secrets to a consistent money making business that I had kind of outgrown, even though all those 8 things were still valid to what I'm teaching today. And that free training is still on my website. But I kind of morphed it into this momentum method. And so I did workshops on that. I've done trainings on it. I've done free classes. And so that method, that, well, it's the name says it all. You're going to get momentum, right? Momentum in your marketing and your sales and your speaking is what the things that I was teaching in that. So if I'm selling a workshop or a program around the momentum method, where you're going to get momentum in your business and start making money doing marketing, speaking, and sales more effectively, then you know what you're buying. If I said, oh, I have a 12-week program about marketing and sales, and we're going to help you get more business, it's not as impacted. right? Impactful. So we have to think of what that system is, that method, and using AI, we can do that pretty quickly if you're not careful. Now, I do it on my own too. Of course, I've been doing that for years, but you can go do some deep dive and some searching on what that might look like for you if you don't currently have a system. Now, you might end up having multiple systems. I have had so many systems over the years. I've had the Jumpstart Your Biz Now system and the Love and Money system, business system, and the speaker system and Jumpstart Your Marketing, Jumpstart Your Speaking. I have a Build Your Business Around Your Book system. I mean, it's crazy how many systems I've had, but I've been in business forever. So don't compare yourself either to people that have been there in your business, in their business longer than you have. Just come up with what sounds good for you to teach so that you're confident about that content, about the pricing, about the package and the offer. So that is going to make or break your sales. That confidence around what it is you're selling and the clarity around what you're selling, that is going to make or break your sales. If you are wishy-washy on it, or if I say like, what are you selling? And you can't just spit it out. Well, I have this system and it's this much and this is what you get and this is the outcome and that you're going to, achieve. If you can't say that quickly off the top of your head, you got to practice that. You got to get that down. That is going to make or break a sales conversation. If you have to go look it up or, well, it's this, or let me look up and let me see what the price is. No, you have to be super clear on this. Okay. So positioning that pays, which is how we get paid, is brand design and message, expert status and credibility everywhere, customer journey that moves people through the systems that you want to take them through, and then confidence, packaging, and pricing, the right thing for the right target audience that you feel comfortable in and you feel authentically capable of selling, and that is going to help you get paid. So hopefully this was helpful for you today. I would love to see you subscribe to our show. You can do that through the website at shelevelsUpPodcast.com, or you can subscribe on YouTube for now. It'll probably be in all the places, Spotify and Apple and all those things too. I'm recording first and figuring all that out later. So I'm happy to have you here. I'm Katrina Sawa. I am known as the positioning and profit expert, and I'm really good at helping you make a lot more money doing what you love. If you'd like to have a conversation, please don't be shy. Please reach out. And I answer all my own emails. I talk to people in the DMs on social. I'm Katrina Sawa everywhere you look. And you can have a call with me if you go to askkat.biz. And have a wonderful day. And hopefully this is helpful to help you position and level up your positioning so you can make a lot more money doing what you love. Have a good day, everyone.
If this episode hit a nerve, good. That's what leveling up feels like. If you're serious about raising your standards, your visibility, and your income, I invite you to join She Levels Up Mentorship, my inner circle for women who are done playing small and ready to build bold, profitable businesses. Podcast listeners get an exclusive $200 off special offer when you act now. Just go to www.shelevelsup.biz and use the code shared on the show or in the show notes. You won't find that anywhere else. You can get the details at www.shelevelsup.biz. And if you're not ready yet, that's fine. Keep listening, keep growing, but don't stay stuck. Until next time, stop shrinking, stop second guessing, and start profiting big. Go level up.